The regular recommended daily dose of funny is just not enough. Thankfully, we have extra funny with TJ and Riggins.
So is it tomorrow night that is Look at Me with Lindsay? Look at me, look at me. Ooh.
Tomorrow night. What I should have named it. Look at me, look at me.
What is it called?
It's Lindsay Look, and it's my podcast, 7 o'clock, Facebook Live.
Yeah, and it was also surprising to me that you would name it Lindsay Look, because I figure you would be sick of hearing, Mommy, look, Mommy, look, Mommy, look.
That's a great point. That's a great point.
Yeah.
I actually didn't come up with the name, but now that you mention it, I hate it.
Now I hate it.
I hate it.
Thank you.
It's
You've made me hate it.
Yeah, it's the worst. But it's really fun. So ladies, grab your cocktails. Let's have a chat.
So what was it last week you had where you combined two words but you didn't tell anybody what it meant?
Yeah.
I still don't know. What was it?
So I was testing products from Kapari, which is a name brand of, makeup and stuff. And I called it Come to My Kaparty.
Kaparty. Oh. Clever. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, some might say.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was fun.
Did you unload a bunch of that crap?
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
So yeah, but I think I'm going to have Jody on soon.
Oh yeah, we're talking about doing one together. Do y'all have to be in the same place, or would it be a video uplink thing?
Same place. She said, "I'll come to you." I was like,
Yeah.
"Okay."
Oh God, many times a day I hear now. Yeah, I mean, I got nothing to do at night.
Oh really?
Yeah.
She's a little bitter about it, kind of.
It's a big change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That should make you feel good, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then she'll say things like, hey, look, if you want to go to breakfast Friday, like the other day when we were going to breakfast, I mean, because otherwise I don't think we're going to get to see each other very much. I haven't even seen you, Yeah. And she says it in a curt way like that, but I take it as a, loving kind of thing. She just doesn't really have a loving tone.
Yeah, I believe that.
I think it's your tone.
It's the way you say things.
Yeah.
People do know how to take you.
Yeah.
I think she does miss that, though.
And that thrills me to death.
Yeah,
you have
sure.
no idea. No idea how much I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I forgot to tell y'all earlier. So wait, what is Look at Me, Lindsay? When is that?
Look at me. Tomorrow, 7 p.m. Facebook Live.
Okay. So with my talk radio job, when you go into, this is some behind the scenes stuff, different radio formats have different ways of generating So what I do on the TJ and Riggins show, and what I've done my whole career on the Ace and TJ show, was targeted on top 40 radio stations. So the target demographic of a top 40 station is women 18 to 34 and women 18 to 49. Mm-hmm. Now, what Ace and I have always done is we said, okay, that's great. So we'll always take care of the women, making sure that we don't run them off. But we also are going to do stuff that's not just strictly feminine or pandering to women and things like that. Because the wives will tell their husbands and the women will tell their boyfriends, you need to be listening to them. They talk about all this kind of stuff. And it was, and so then you get the men to turn over from the rock stations to listen to. And that's why we never like to play very much music in the mornings, because somebody who likes rock or country will sit through one song every now and then, but they're not going to sit through a stack of 5.
Yeah.
They'll be out. And we always won hugely with that design. Well, now the news talk station targets men 25 to 54. And they brought me in as a way to possibly bring in younger listeners. And I explained this, I think, the other day somewhere. I talk nonstop into a microphone. I don't know where it goes. But when I was saying that the call screen loaded up the other night and it was nothing but women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, talk radio, news talk is very big on endorsement advertising. So when you listen to a talk radio station, you'll hear the hosts in most of the commercials going, hi, I'm Pete Callender, and I, was tired of this and this and this, so I went to blank and got this. So it's more of I use this product, I use this company, you should use it. That's a big part of talk radio. So when I started, they didn't have any, endorsements for me right away. So it took, a couple of weeks. And I figured they just had a sales meeting with all the account executives, and they put a big picture of me up on a screen, and they said, what does this guy need? That's the only thing I can figure, because the endorsements that I've gotten so far, weight loss company, testosterone, like a male clinic called Low Country Male. There is an inquiry about a hair transplant place. And there is one that doesn't have anything to do with my looks. It's a gold exchange place.
Okay, that one could go either way.
Right. And then as I'm getting ready, I'm downstairs at the radio station last night, putting the final touches on my show, ready to go up and go on the air. I got an email from a sales rep at WBT asking if I would be interested in endorsing this product. And you know what it was?
What?
Like some sort of a advanced breath mint company.
That's cool, but
So they're looking at me and they're going, all right, what does this guy need? Okay, first of all, he needs to lose about 1,000 pounds.
Yeah.
So let's get him on an extreme program that's, that other people we know have used it, and that'll be great for him. What else does he need? What else? And they go, well, I mean, he does have pretty eyes. I'll give him that, but God, he needs some hair. Okay, let's get him a hair restoration endorsement. And then what else? Well, even though he's going through the obesity journey, his arms are small and he looks like he has no energy, and he doesn't really even, he doesn't really come across as a man.
oh my God.
So let's get him some testosterone. Let's get him fixed up with that.
Yeah.
Get his hormones fixed. And what else? Well, I was talking to Isaac, his producer, the other day, and Isaac said his breath is disgusting.
Bad.
So where's that mint company? Yeah. I mean, this is one of those too where you swallow the mints, like take them like pills, and it freshens your breath for a long time.
It's for like halitosis, like something that's.
Or I'd like to think not that extreme, but I'm guessing that's what they're thinking that I have.
It's for
Listen.
fat.
It's like, well, he doesn't need veneers because his teeth look pretty good, but I'm sure that breath is humming.
Yeah. For sure.
There is no, and people wonder why people in entertainment are depressed. I mean,
No, but see, here's the thing. I'm glad this is the best I've felt about somebody, possibly ripping on me,
yeah,
pointing out my flaws. I love it.
any day. That's how I would feel. Like, heck yeah, bring it on.
Yeah, if there's money attached to it, or benefits in some way,
Yeah.
let it
I don't
fly.
I wouldn't even need the money. I'd be like, okay, well, I'm going to look so much better after this. Like,
Yeah. I'm thinking about telling them, there's a procedure now where they can make you taller.
Yeah.
I mean, they have to break your shins and they put in these rods and
Oh my
extenders
God.
and things. No, I wouldn't.
is that a
do
real thing?
Yeah, it's a real thing, but I wouldn't do that.
Hell no.
Long recovery time on that.
But
Well,
I
and
mean,
also not worth it.
no. But I did hear that they're shopping me around for a BBL.
Ooh.
You a lie, because you better hand that over. No, I'm kidding.
A Brazilian butt lift. I'm gonna come in there looking like a damn Kardashian because I'm gonna grow my hair long. I'm gonna dye it black.
Yeah.
Looking crazy.
Come in there. They might put some big old set of titties on me.
Oh.
Like Caitlin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be like, put them on.
We're not going to recognize you at this time next year. What happened to him?
TJ?
Yeah.
Speaking of crazy hair, did you see John Travolta on stage the other night? He had a full toupee on.
No, where? What
It was
stage?
some sort of like Grease reunion or something in New York. And he came out, he's got to be in his 70s. And he came out with he wears the toupee. I'm pretty sure that's, I think. Allegedly.
He's
I'm
bald.
pretty sure.
I mean, you can see when he shaves his head, you can see that it's where it grows.
And
doesn't.
he had a toupee on that was like his Grease character, but it was meant to look like natural. And it's wild looking, yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
no.
he's a handsome guy.
Yeah.
And the hair looks good on him, but it's just so shocking when you see someone with like that much hair going
You know
on.
what, though? He's one of those that's crazy, too. Like the Scientologist.
Yeah, that's what I always say. He seems so sweet. I hate that he's going to hell.
Yeah, I mean, but you got to think he's crazy.
Yeah. I don't put him, though, in the same crazy category that I would put like some of those celebrities that are Scientologists, like Tom Cruise. He's kind of seems to be a little bit edgy.
Yeah.
On edge. Mm-hmm.
I do feel like, though, if you're in it, aren't you crazy? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, to a certain extent. But maybe John Travolta is just naive. Because I think he was the first one to bring it to the celebrity world. He got introduced to that when he was young. And I think it was by the older woman that he was dating or married or something. It brought him into that world, and then he just spread it through Hollywood.
Yeah.
He
And
was
his
the
wife-
original.
His wife was, too, right? And she passed.
Yeah, I think they have to be.
Yeah, I think so. They want you to be married. And they made that whole movie, Battlefield Earth. Remember that space movie with John Travolta? That was, I think Scientology funded that. But
Yeah. Lindsay, do you know that you have met on several occasions John Travolta's niece? Her mother is John Travolta's sister.
No, who?
Her name was Molly, and she was on a radio show in Spokane, and they were friends of ours at the conferences and stuff that we used to go to. Her mom played Chachi's mama on Joni Loves Chachi.
No way.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's crazy. Are they, so is she into the Scientology or no?
I don't think so.
I
haven't talked to her in years. It's kind of hard to bring up. Hey, you in that cult like your uncle?
Yeah. Yeah.
Uncle
You
Johnny.
ain't in that space cult, are you?
Not something you could really.
This is TJ Riggins Extra Funny. Introducing the new Media Center on the TJRiggins.com home screen. Watch the TJ and Riggins Show with new Carolina-specific content, deals, and more. Available to check out every weekday. Add it to your phone's home screen today.
So you've heard me talk about Mandu Charlotte, and now it's your time to go for absolutely free. Mandu Charlotte is an electromuscle stimulation workout. It's only 15 minutes, and it feels like you've been in the gym for hours. You're toner, leaner, stronger. You feel better in your clothes. You look better in your clothes. What's not to love? So check out Mandu Charlotte at tjriggins.com/fitness and get your first session free. Mandu Charlotte.
The TJ and Riggins Show stream is sponsored by R. Gregory Jewelers in Statesville, North Carolina. They're family owned and operated, and they speak diamond. Find something beautiful at tjriggins.com/diamond.
Thank you for being part of the new radio explosion.
Let's do it!
Now, back to TJ and Riggins Extra Funny.
Man, I am so jealous that Lindsay's getting to be in Wisconsin.
Yeah, can we come?
I knew you were going to say that.
But you look like you're having fun, and there's a lot of family stuff going on.
Yeah. You know what, though? It's surprisingly growing on me.
Yeah.
Not that I want to, live here or anything, but,
Yeah, those people are
Lots
the
of
salt of the earth.
well, lots of cheese.
Mm-hmm.
Lake activities, and today they're going on like ATVs or so. I mean, I probably not, but have
you been on the jet
kinda,
skis?
I did go.
Okay,
I
good,
drove,
good.
but yeah.
Did you love it?
Yeah, I mean, it's fun,
But you wouldn't want to drive it yourself?
I'm not. I mean, it's okay,
What a wuss.
We took the kids in between us, so we
Yeah.
put both kids in between us. So he was going like 5 miles an hour,
Mm-hmm.
but they liked it. But today the ATVs, I don't feel good about them getting on. But he said he'd go super slow, and they have like seat belts, and I don't know, but
Okay,
it's a lot of land.
What I don't feel good about is that you being a full-on Southerner calling them ATVs.
What are they?
Well,
Golf carts?
no, I don't think. You're either talking about what we would refer to in the South as a four-wheeler
Okay.
or a side-by-side.
Okay. I'll have
Which
to
is
let you know. What's the difference?
A side-by-side looks kind of like it's a full like car, like a dune buggy kind of looking thing for mud and all that stuff.
Okay.
But a four-wheeler is you hold the handlebars and all like a motorcycle, but it's just four wheels that goes through mud and all of that stuff. And you push the throttle with your thumb.
Involved.
It doesn't have to be mud. I'm just saying that's what they're made for.
That's what they're made for.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll have to let you know.
But
They are calling them that?
if they have seat belts, they're probably side by sides.
Okay.
And they're called side by sides because the driver and the passenger sit beside each other as opposed to one behind the other.
Okay. Why are you laughing, Reagan?
I think that's why they're called that. It's a stupid
just
name.
Smile listening to him explain it to you.
I'm not sure about that because I don't know much about side by sides. I know that my nephews in Arkansas got into having side by sides at one point and had like 50 to 75 grand buried in them.
Yeah, they're expensive.
Where they had them all fixed up with booming speakers and giant tires and chrome wheels, the whole thing.
Yeah.
But I don't want to make them seem like they're rednecks or anything.
No, come on. Big tires. Oh, you put big tires on them?
And I think they'd have a little one-upsmanship going on where
Sounds like it.
if the older one got bigger tires and the younger one had to go get them bigger than his.
Yeah.
Just going on and on. I think one nephew still has his because he hunts and all that stuff. But maybe not. I think that maybe they both sold them.
Dangerous, right?
Not really. It depends on the driver as to whether or not they're dangerous.
Because did you just see Caitlyn Jenner's girlfriend that just died on an ATV?
Yeah. Went down a
29 years
cliff.
old.
Yeah.
So obviously, coming off of that story a couple days ago, he's like, "Oh, we're going with the ATVs and on the farm, blah blah blah," and I'm like, "Are we?"
Or they could be. What do they call those John Deere things that has a flat bed on it where you throw hay up on it and stuff? It could be one of those things, but I doubt it. If he's calling it an ATV and it's got seat belts, it's probably a side by side, and that thing has a rack over the top of it. So if you flip it, it saves you.
Flip it.
Well, you just were talking about that girl flipping the four wheeler.
Well, I didn't know she flipped. I don't know what's going on. I don't want to go.
Well,
so
you can rest assured that nobody's going to do anything dangerous with your children in there.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So but you're worried about yourself. I forgot you. Yeah.
Care about them kids? No, I'm kidding. I care about me and the kids. I'm obviously going to go to monitor that everything's.
Sure.
I'm in that phase where I just don't trust anything.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? That is so good for your husband.
Yeah. He feels good about it.
It's so good for his psyche
Yeah.
to know that you don't trust him with the children.
Well, it's not that I don't. He's just not. He doesn't usually drive these things, right? I mean, I don't. I've never seen him drive one.
Well, it's not that much different than a car if you're not trying to sling mud and do all kinds of craziness.
Yeah.
It's just riding trails, basically. I'm sure that's all it's going to be. Or they just maybe be out in the pasture or something riding them.
Maybe. Yeah. They did mention a trail.
Yeah. One of the most fun things that my wife will tell you that we've ever done on vacation that she liked the most was when we went to Pigeon Forge. And what's the other one area? Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge. And we went on a 4-wheeler tour through the mountains on trails and stuff.
That's cool.
Yeah, she loved that. And Aiden flipped his.
Did he really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you go through, you go down, embankments and into the water and up the other side and all that. And he took it too fast and it just flipped. But, I mean, he knew that it was flipping. He jumped off of it, landed on his feet.
Was Jody scared?
Laney was. Laney was like, Mom, Aiden wrecked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crashed your father crashed the car.
Yeah. Well, I guess you heard your daddy wrecked my car. She said that when I barely backed into a little tree in our driveway.
Your daddy wrecked the
I
car.
think I remember
He
that.
wrecked my car.
He wrecked my car.
Better off that Jody wasn't too involved in that. That it was Laney crying and not Jody. Jody would have maybe gone nuts, you think?
No.
No.
Once, she saw him walking around and he landed on his feet. And she's like, hurry up.
Yeah.
Turn it back over. Let's go.
Because she's having fun.
Yeah.
Everything's forgiven.
He's fine, Laney. My God, he's fine.
I love that.
Yeah.
We're in a hurry.
We got to catch up to the rest of them. We're going to get lost out here.
Yeah.
Because I positioned it where Jody was in the front and then the kids were in the middle and I was in the back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Being an experienced rider and all.
Sure.
But it was just little easy trails and stuff. There's no way that anything dangerous is going to happen with your little brats out there.
I have
Your ugly little brats.
Well, the only thing I'm thinking of is how far the hospital is. That's the only thing I'm thinking about. The Walmart's 45 minutes, so.
Mm-hmm. I've done that so many times wherever I am, having to figure how long it would take me to get to a Walgreens or something if I think that I'm about to have a hemorrhoid attack.
Ooh, I didn't think about that.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's severe.
That happened to me out on the lake one time. And from that moment on, in my little beach bag thing that I take, my little backpack, I always have the medicine in there. But then I think about, well, how am I going to use the medicine in a pontoon?
Right. Yeah. What?
Somebody seeing you pee off the side of it's one thing, but seeing you apply hemorrhoid medication is that's an arrestable offense.
Is it? Okay.
I would think. You talk about scarring some children.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, I'm sure Kyle loves the fact that you don't trust him to not hurt the kids.
Yeah. I'm always like, I need to be there.
Uh-huh.
I need to be there.
Yeah. And he's thinking, oh my God.
Yeah, that's exact. He sometimes rolls his eyes. I'm like, don't roll your eyes at me.
Yeah. So, I guess it doesn't hurt those side by sides to have a wet blanket on them the whole time.
We'll be going like 2 miles an hour.
Slow down.
Slow down.
You're going to kill us.
If we slow down, we'll be stopped.
Yeah. Who
Well,
brought
stop
her
it.
along?
Yeah.
Stop. Take me home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, home is about an hour away.
Yeah.
Back around the woods.
I do remember when I was young, wild, and free.
Yeah.
It's just been 5 solid years.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess so. I was going to say, but you're not young, wild, and free, with the kids because you're too protective or so protective, not too protective. But then you become that way about yourself because, the kids need you.
Yeah.
And nothing can happen to you
Mm-hmm.
because obviously their dad would, get them taken away within a week since he's such a loser that doesn't know how to even take care of them on vacation with his family all around.
Right.
Oh,
It's accurate.
oh God.
It checks. He did try to feed my 5-month-old a hot dog one time. So listen, we're teetering on like
Was it the first 5-month-old or the second one?
the first.
Well, that's better than being the second one,
She
And
can
you-
eat a hot dog, right? I was like, she don't even have.
Oh, he just asked the question. He didn't try to give it to her or anything.
No.
Oh, well then you can't hold that against him.
I'm holding it against him till the day
Yeah,
he dies.
if
I'm like,
he-
remember that time?
If he would have just handed her a weenie and said, "Have at it,"
Yeah,
at
go nuts.
5 months. Yeah.
Yeah, well, He's done some questionable things, but you know, he's first time dad. I get it.
Yeah, and it's not like hot dogs are known to choke babies or little children.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, that's the safest food you can give them.
Right. Exactly. Love how the school every year sends out full on email like, do not bring hot dogs for their lunch.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
But
oh my gosh.
So that was 4.5 years ago, and you have another kid now, and you're still holding that against him.
I'll bring it up at like parties, like just if we're talking about the topic. I'm like, well, there was a time, you know, he just is like, are you kidding me?
Right. You know what he may do one day? He may say, okay, well, since you don't trust me and think that I can take care of the kids, then I'm not going to be alone with them anymore. So whenever you're ready to go on your girls' nights out or and all that stuff, you're going to have to get a babysitter over here, a babysitter of my choosing.
Yeah.
Who's hot.
And then I'll be like, wait, I didn't mean any of that.
You're the best dad ever.
Yeah.
You're a wonderful protector.
Yeah. I love you so much. I'm never going to spend a lot on Amazon anymore.
You're actually a helicopter dad is what you are.
Yeah. Actually, too protective.
Too protective.
You need to loosen up
It's
a
Extra
little bit.
Funny with TJ and Riggins. Get the latest Extra Funny episode at tjriggins.com, all major podcast platforms, and on YouTube. Thank you for joining us.
In 3, 2, 1.
This is TJ and Riggins.